Hello everyone, welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. I'm Martin Wenzel, and happy 4th of July if you're in the United States, or the British, considering we're in London right now. Happy Treason Day. Waiting for a few more of you guys to get on. Our fireworks all got canceled here in the area because we got some storms rolling in, so hopefully don't lose power or anything. Let's looking what I want to be on. Alright, there we go. Alright, so we're at London Heathrow Airport, and we got a ton of planes coming in. I do have live traffic or multiplayer traffic on, but I also am using Alpha India Group traffic, which is most of the planes you see on the ground. But a few of these are going to be moving and will be real life players, and there's a whole bunch of planes right there. You can see a line of them kind of flashing. So, pretty busy airport, pretty fun. Planes coming in and out. And we're going to be flying down to Gibraltar International Airport in Gibraltar, right off of Spain. There at the mouth of the Mediterranean. And basically, it's going to be the one flight we're going to get in tonight. It's going to be between 2 to 3 hour flights. So it'll be a nice long flight. And then tomorrow we'll hopefully get the return flight. But we'll be flying EasyJet on our way back to London Gatwick. So today we are flying British Airways. We flight 490 on the Airbus A320. We're using Flybywire's free mod. I'm not going to be buying the Phoenix one. The Phoenix one is also the current engine option. This is the Airbus A320neo, new engine option. And it's just, I just can't purchase every plane, obviously. It's not possible. We're at gate 555. Let's get things going. We're really low on battery, I guess, on the fly pad. Not sure how to deal with that. Frame rate is what it is. So let's get things started. Pull out my checklist. Then in front of me, I need to get a little reading stand is what I need. Alright. We're going to go down here, make sure the parking brake is set. It is. Make sure the speed brakes, ground spoilers are retracted, flaps are also retracted. Engine ignition normal. Master switches 1 and 2 are off. Moving up here, making sure that our throttle, our thrust lever is in the idle position. Right here, landing gear is down. Anti-skid nose wheel steering is on, and up here just making sure the wipers are in the off position if we don't need them. Then go right here, we can turn on battery 1 and 2. Turn down the music a little bit more. Have that slightly in the background. Alright, and going back outside the plane, we can see we do have the external power available, so we're gonna turn that on. Turn the strobe lights to auto. I like to just go right up this panel. We're gonna turn on the crew oxygen supply, ground control on. A few of these things look like they're new. I'm not sure I've seen these before, but we're going to go to the ADIRs 1, 2, and 3. Go over to the engine and APU fire tests. Engine 2. Engine 1. Alright, instrument display brightness. We should be pretty good on that. Turn it up for the glare shield. Since we're going to be taking off around 12:50, 1 o'clock. Get these screens turned up so that we can see everything we need to see on this bright sunny afternoon. Alright, seatbelt sign going to be off until we get fueled. Emergency exit light, or no smoking is auto, emergency exit lights armed. Have logo lights on, and we're going to go over to the fly pad, which should have some power now. Yep. We do have the ground power unit. Jet bridge is connected. We got 1% battery. Go over here. We're just going to check out our planned fuel. 8,909. So we're going to round up to 9,000 on that. Fuel right here. Go right here. 9,000. It takes 7 minutes. Back in here, going down, we can actually start having the passengers come on while we're doing this. Oh, wrong one. So ATSU, AOC menu, clear that, weights and balances, send our request for the OFP. 171 passengers, so we got a pretty full, or close to full flight, I think. Start boarding. Also going to open PackX for passenger simulation. And once we get that going, we should get the British Airways music, boarding music. Alright. So we'll go back. Sorry, my eyes are starting to go here. I'm going to put on my glasses. We're going to get in here. Well, let's call for the ATC clearance first. And once again, for some reason, can't get the IFR right now, but once we get up in the air, oh, there it is. Sometimes it's there. Hit and miss with the in-game ATC.
To Gibraltar, ready to copy. Speedbird 490 is cleared to Gibraltar Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 27 right climb and maintain 14,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.475 squawk 4422. Speedbird 490 cleared to Gibraltar Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 27 right climb and maintain 14,000 feet. Departure on 118.475 squawk 4422. Speedbird 490 read back correct. Contact ground on 121.908. Good day.
Okay, so I put the heading in for the runway and our initial altitude. What I'm going to do here, just turn that down. The ATC gets a little loud and annoying while we're trying to set up. We're going to jump in here and hit page 1. We got our Echo Golf Lima Lima, that's Heathrow, to Lima X-Ray Golf Bravo, that's Gibraltar. Alternate today is Malaga Airport, which is Lima Echo Mike Golf. Alright, flight number 490. Cost index. Pull up the flight plan. And we have a cost index of 1515. Cruise today is going to be 390. That's going to be our top cruise level. And we can do, again, you can go into here and you can go a little bit more detailed if you want. Actually do a wind request. Nice. I'm going to see if that matches. Let's see. That's going to be right. Might be in here. No, there's a section. There it is. Wind. I'm wondering where that gets that. Oh, that's our climb wind. Okay, so here's climb. Okay. How do I... Oh, there we go. Like, I just want to go back to that cruise page. Flight level 350. 45 to... Yeah, pretty close. Interesting. Alright. That's something you can always do. Let's do the flight plan. And we're gonna go right here. Echo Golf, Lima, Lima departure, runway 27 right. Here, and we got our departure is GOGC to Foxtrot. So GOGC to Foxtrot, so standard instrument departure. Insert that. That's going to take us all the way to GOGC, which is our first waypoint.
Gentlemen, I would love to welcome you aboard our flight. When you find your seat, please
click on that. We'll click Airways because our next one is November, and then a number, a letter and a number 621. That is going to be an airway. Put that in the VIA, and we're going to take that to a VOR, which is going to be Sierra Alpha Mike, because it has 3 letters. That's a VOR. And then again, Mike 195, another airway, kind of like a sky highway. And then Marut. Take November 621 again. Lel, nah. We're going to insert because our next one we're just going to Lelna to another waypoint direct. Go all the way down, and we're going to put in no van. No van, just click right there. And it's going to be a closer one. Not going that long of a flight. Again, direct to D-Log. And then Krissa. From Krissa, we're going to actually get back on an airway. So click on there, click to the left of Krissa, click on Airways. Uniform, November, 864. Go to PMOs. And I get the... Oh, there you go. Sometimes it takes the computer, the FMS, a little bit of time to find that airway. Alright, insert, and then this is gonna go, we're gonna go direct. There is no approach for runway 27 at Gibraltar. So we're gonna go arrival, runway 27, and LVS is insert, turn. So no ILS. We're just gonna have to hand fly it in. I'm guessing. Alright, so we go to the radio navigation page. Don't really need any of this. Check again. We don't have really approach chart for Gibraltar. Well, there is. Actually, we do have a. There is a chart. Oh, nice. Okay, we do have a VOR for Gibraltar. That's going to be 113.6. I'm going to make that final course into 270. We might be able, should be able to do a VOR into there, but at least get that fixed. But we won't have ILS or anything. Alright. Then we can go to init page 2. And we're going to do the trip wind. It's going to be right here. Okay, minus 23. That means we have a headwind of 23 knots. So minus 23. That in there, it's going to be HD 23. And then the rest of it, we're just waiting on everything. So here we got 9,000 kilos. So we'll just put that in. Oh, we have to wait for the zero fuel weight. I don't think I can put this. Oh, I can. Okay. Let's go over here back to the loading menu, see how we are doing with our passengers. We still are doing rows 7 through 13, then we got to get 1 through 6 as well. See, the center of gravity right now is out of whack, but obviously as we get more people in the front, it will stable out.
We're ready to go when you are.
Alright, Pack X, those passengers got on a little faster than the Flybywire. I don't know why this heading went away. Not a big deal, I'm not going to mess with it. You can put away the flight plan. Get our QNH, which is 1023, Arc 10. Just looking around here, we got flight directors are both on. And I'm going to start the APU once we get rows 7 through 13 done. Then I'm going to throw on. We'll start the APU. Turn on seatbelt sign. Sorry about the frame rate, but it is a pretty busy airport. Got New Zealand, Air New Zealand near us. Pretty cool. Air Canada, a few Air Canadas over there. Okay, for some reason we lost the jetway. Probably a little frustrating. Get that jetway back out here. I'm guessing the jetway just doesn't want to work anymore.
Down and stairs. Please fasten your seatbelt and make sure that all tray tables and seat backs are in a full upright and locked position for departure. Cabin crew secure doors for departure.
Alright, it is not good. Alright, well, APU bleed. Or not APU bleed, what am I doing? Master switch on for the APU. Gonna wait for the flap to open. I think get those fuel pumps on as well. Okay, flap is open, so we can go back up here. Hit the start. And we can jump out the outside camera. You're gonna actually see the exhaust coming out of the APU right here. Here it's spooling up. Once this gets up to 100%, we'll hit the APU bleed. Here. Okay, it went off the APU screen. That means it is ready. I'm gonna hit APU bleed. Here the packs come on. And disconnect the external power.
Speedbird 4990 requesting pushback.
Alright, external power off. door closed. I feel like the door isn't closed because we didn't actually disconnect that jetway. Oh, it is. Okay. Alright, we got the tug in position. All the passengers are on board. Seatbelt sign is on. Alright, so parking brake off. And we're going to begin the pushback. Starting engine 2.
Okay, so you're here to audition for a part in the British Airways safety information video. Can you just look to the camera and give your name, please?
Hi, I'm Toyota.
And have you done any safety videos before? Well, this could be your big break, okay, mate? So, shall we get one in the can, guys? Now listen to it then. There's going to be an auto cue, so you don't have to learn the lines. You just read them. Okay, focus. Okay, action!
We will now demonstrate the safety features in this aircraft. Your attention is essential, as these may differ from any aircraft that you've flown on before.
Take care your hand baggage does not block the aisles or exit. It must be put under the seat in front of you or in an overhead locker. Place items in the locker carefully because they may fall out and injure someone, especially if there's a bag full of
Hey, Hendrik.
darling.
Glad you could join in on the flight.
In the case of an evacuation, you must move quickly to the closest usable exit, taking absolutely nothing with you. And I mean nothing sweeter.
Yeah, that's another one of her lines. Sorry, action.
All exits are clearly marked and are being pointed out to you now.
Alright, starting engine 1.
Please take a moment to locate your last exit, bearing in mind this may be behind you.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
No, seriously, that bit about the nearest exits, really powerful. Please carry on, thank you. Thank you.
Opening the doors automatically locates the evacuation slots. And remember, how your shoes must be taken out as they test.
If the cabin air supply fails, oxygen will be provided. Masks like this will appear automatically. Stay in your seat and pull the mask towards you. Place the mask over your mouth and nose like this and breathe normally, adjusting the band to secure it. Please note that the bag may not inflate. In all the washrooms, club, world and first cabins, you may need to pull on the coloured streamer to release the mask. And please, please, do make sure your own mask is fitted before helping anyone else.
Alright, engine 1 and 2 available. Mode normal.
Right.
Ground spoilers armed.
Your life jacket is underneath or beside your seat. If required, please remove the jacket
Flaps to
from
takeoff
its
position.
container and pull it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist and tie them securely, double bow.
And then we
at the
can
side.
turn off the bleed for the APU and the master switch. Runway turn off lights and taxi lights on.
You see a red toggle, that's
Beacon light should have been on when we were starting the engines.
Now the
Pushing
air
back.
in this rather wonderful jacket can be topped up by
Alright,
using
before
this
taxi, transponder is set pro, window heat, auto, spoilers armed, flaps, takeoff position, anti-ice. Required auto brake
should you be one of those
set
people
to
who
max.
enjoys
nose light, runway turn-off lights, and parking brake. Turn on the weather radar as well. Predict the windshield auto. Lock those cockpit doors, or the cockpit door, one door, and let's get our taxi clearance.
Okay, so Jim, I'll read the line, and then when I do the nod, you do the action.
Okay.
Okay, please now ensure that your seat is upright and in the takeoff position, with armrest down. Your footstool and video screen are stored if you have them, and your table is folded away.
Let's see if we can get a clearance here.
Look, I've got goosebumps. Is that it? Just the
Heathrow ground Speedbird 490 with India ready to taxi IFR.
That was certainly je ne sais quoi.
Speedbird 766 ready to copy IFR
In the
clearance.
unlikely event of the aircraft having to make an emergency landing, you will be told to adopt this protective brace position.
Taxiway Alpha Lima 13 Bravo Lima Alpha
If
Lima
facing rearwards in Club World, you must
Speedbird
adopt this
490
position.
taxi 2 and hold short of runway.
If you have any questions, please ask your cabin crew.
Great, ready and bent. I love the sour face. Maybe we could try the next bit just a little less serious. Just chill out, really. You know, maybe if you just move your head out.
Contact tower on
No, that's fine. You got it, yeah, exactly. So we can see the beautiful smile. Very radiant. But it's not X-Files, it's not alien. Just chill out, yeah? Brilliant, thank you, Gillian. Action.
You'll also find the Flying Start donation envelope in your seat area. So if you've got any spare change in any currency, find it, take it out, and put it in the envelope.
Taxiway Alpha Lima 13 Bravo Lima Alpha Lima Tree 1 Speedbird 1307.
Okay, that's a wrap.
Taxi 2 and
On
hold
behalf
short
of
runway
British Airways,
27
Comic
right,
Relief
using
and
taxiway
Flying
Charlie
Star,
Alpha
thank
Echo
you for your
Alpha
attention
Bravo
and your
10
kind
Echo
donations.
cross
Every penny of which will help children
Alpha
all over
Niner
the
Whiskey
world.
Hotel
Living
Bravo
really
Lima
tough
21
lives.
Alpha
Have
Alpha
any
3
questions
Alpha
or
2
you
cross
can't find
runway
your safety
27
card?
right Alpha
Flying
1
Star
Speedbird
envelope.
for 90.
Ask one of your gorgeous cabin crew members. Have an enjoyable flight.
68 cleared to Province Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 27 right climb and maintain 7,000 feet. Departure on 118.475 squawk 0201. Heathrow ground Speedbird 438 with India ready to taxi IFR. Speedbird tree 68 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.98 when ready to taxi. Good day. Speedbird 438 taxi 2 and hold short of runway 27 left using taxiway Lima 56 Alpha Echo Bravo Lima 25 Alpha Lima 28 November 1 November 1 Bravo. Contact tower on 124.475 when ready. Speedbird tree 5 heavy cleared to Chennai.
You know what? We actually forgot to do some stuff in our computer here, so we're gonna get on the taxiway, and I think we're gonna hold while we do that. Shouldn't have a problem doing that.
Speedbird 816 continue taxi.
So we're gonna get on Alpha here.
Tree 5 heavy readback is correct. Contact
We just gotta do a nit page too.
121.98 when ready to taxi.
Got to do that.
Heathrow ground Speedbird tree 68 requesting pushback. Speedbird 766 cleared to Gardermoen Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 27 left climb and maintain 9,000 feet. Departure on 118.475 squawk tree 026. Speedbird tree 68 pushback request accepted.
We're gonna stop right here.
6 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.98 when ready to taxi.
Bring up the performance calculator. That's gonna be SimSmart.
Heathrow ground Speedbird
Already got the metadata, runway, Q&H. Runway conditions, dry, anti-ice we're gonna have off. Takeoff weight, which is gonna be right in here.
heavy pushback request accepted.
Init page 2.
Speedbird
Oh.
508 is cleared to
Because we're already moving, it changed. No!
takeoff runway 27 right climb and maintain 8,000
okay.
feet.
I believe this is gonna be takeoff weight.
Is 118.475 squawk 6053.
So maybe we can't do what I want to do.
Heathrow ground Speedbird 766 requesting pushback.
I've never forgotten to do that before. So let's do takeoff weight.
406 cleared.
69.4
As filed.
tons.
Takeoff runway
Center of gravity
27
is forward because it's less than 27%.
Departure
Air conditioning on. Calculate.
475 squawk 7056. Speedbird Speedbird 766 pushback. Request.
Alright, and we go to performance, takeoff. All of our speeds are 153. It's a little suspect, but transition 7,000 feet. Thrust reduction 1078. Flex takeoff 65 degrees Celsius and flaps for takeoff 1. Alright, let's continue taxiing.
Contact tower on 118.705 when ready. Heathrow clearance delivery Speedbird 1484 IFR to Glasgow, ready to copy. Heathrow ground Speedbird 35 heavy requesting the end of pushback. Speedbird 1484 is cleared to Glasgow Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 27 left climb and maintain 14,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.475 squawk 3064. Speedbird 35 heavy request to end pushback received. Heathrow clearance delivery Air Canada 857 heavy IFR to Toronto, ready to copy. Roger, Speedbird 816. Air Canada 857 heavy is cleared to Toronto Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 27 left climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.475 squawk 5532.
Ooh, a little bit of a hump there in the runway, or in the taxiway.
Speedbird 1484 cleared to Glasgow Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 27 left.
And of course, you've lost the text-to-speech services, like usual.
118.475 squawk 3064. Heathrow ground Speedbird 766 with India ready to taxi IFR. Speedbird 1484 readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.908 when ready to taxi. Good day. Speedbird 766 taxi to and hold short of runway 27 left using taxiway Golf Foxtrot Bravo Lima 28 November 1 November 1 Bravo. Contact tower on 124.475 when ready. Speedbird 508 did you copy? Taxi to and hold short runway 27 left via taxiway Lima 56 Alpha Echo Bravo Lima 25 Alpha Lima 28 November 1 November 1 Bravo Speedbird 438. Air Canada 857 heavy cleared to Toronto Airport is filed. Takeoff runway 27 left climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Departure on 118.475 squawk 5532. Speedbird 368 hold position caution other traffic. Air Canada 857 heavy readback is correct. Contact ground on 121.908 when ready to taxi. Good day. Taxi to and hold short runway 27 left using taxiway Golf Foxtrot Bravo Lima 28 November 1 November 1 Bravo Speedbird 766. Speedbird 508 please acknowledge. Heathrow ground Speedbird 35 heavy with India ready to taxi IFR. Speedbird 35 heavy taxi to and hold short of runway 27 left via taxiway Zulu Sierra Sierra 1. Contact tower on 124.475 when ready. Heathrow clearance delivery Speedbird 1446 IFR to Edinburgh ready to copy.
Look at all these planes coming in.
Speedbird 1484 requesting pushback. Speedbird 1446 is cleared.
It'd be pretty cool if we were flying at night.
Takeoff runway 27 left climb.
At some point we're gonna get some more flights in. We'll do probably some overnight flights where I'll start them at night and then finish them in the morning.
Speedbird 1484 push.
Heathrow Tower Speedbird 490 at runway 27 right ready for departure IFR to Gibraltar.
Speedbird 490 hold short runway 27 right. Traffic is Airbus A320 on the runway.
Hold short runway 27 right Speedbird 490.
Speedbird 210 heavy number tree for landing.
Alright, so we're going to be waiting.
Phoneme alphabet equals X Microsoft UPSPH equals
Alright, let's get confused with that X Microsoft one. But yeah, we're going to be waiting here a little bit because we got all these planes coming in and landing.
Exit runway when able. Cleared to land runway 27 right number tree speed bird 210 heavy. Finnair 1 tree 4 tree turn next taxiway.
Yeah, I was looking at one of our followers out there, a Jolly. It's got like, I think, over 400,000 hours of flight time and like 2.1 million miles of flights. And I just look at his map and it's all just over, you know, probably 13, 14-hour flights, international flights. And I'd like to do a few more of those. Granted, you know, what are you doing? You're just sitting around watching. But there is that sense of accomplishment having those big flights. Of course, I'm just flying in every country, and some of these flights just end up being short. Right, who's coming in here? That looks like it's a 747. Is that British Airways? Yep. That wasn't us, was it?
Cleared for takeoff runway 27 right speedbird 490.
121.855 per Finnair 1 tree 4 tree.
And let's get there. Okay. So he did a go around. Hey man, I thought he landed.
Heathrow approach on 120.4. Good day.
And we're gonna just get on the runway and go. We're not gonna even really pause too much. There are other planes coming in. Probably they'll go around. So the in-game ATC and Alpha Indy group traffic is not the most perfect spacing and everything. It's not VATSIM, it's not real life, so. Alright, we are on the runway. We're gonna go to flex takeoff. There we go.
Air Canada 858 heavy go around. Going around Air Canada 858 heavy. Air Canada 858 heavy contact Heathrow approach on 120.4. Good day. Heathrow Tower Shamrock 71210 miles northeast inbound.
Rotate.
This runway 27 right approach. Shamrock 712 Heathrow Tower. QNH tree 0.21 phoneme alphabet equals X Microsoft UPS PH equals WIHND wind slash phoneme tree 00 at 8. Cleared high
Positive rate, gear up.
7 right approach. Speedbird 490 contact London Center on 118.475. Good day.
118.475 for speedbird 490. London Center speedbird 490 is at 1,000 feet climbing 14,000 feet.
Speedbird 48 heavy contact Heathrow approach on 119.7.
Alright, thrust climb.
Good day. Speedbird 490 London Center QNH tree 0.21 continue as planned. 119.7 tree for Air France 6165 traffic is 12 and oppos. Clock 4 miles at 3,000 feet Boeing. Report them inside. London Center Ostrojet 4051 is passing 2,400 feet climbing 11,000 feet.
And we'll hit the autopilot. We actually do have a checklist right here. Mark all these as complete. We could have done this as we were going. I'm a completist. Alright, line up. We did that. Approach.
127.525 for speed bird 248 heavy.
Okay, basically that's it. Alright, we have a limitation of 6,000 feet here. That's why we're kind of leveling off. Yeah, we have a ceiling of 6,000 until we get the Galaxy, and then we'll be able to climb up to 14,000.
Report them inside. Air France 6165 traffic is 40 and Hotas. Clock 4 miles at 9,700 feet. Airbus A319. Report them inside. Speedbird 118 heavy. You are a tree 4 miles east. Climb and maintain 6,000 feet. Keep speed not above 220 knots. Expect ILS runway 27 left approach via Lima Alpha Mike transition.
C5 Galaxy passenger plane? What is that? Hendrik, you're always coming in here with something from I don't know if you're just thinking that on your head. What was it yesterday you brought up?
Speedbird 490, please expedite your climb 14,000 feet.
Yeah, but as I was saying, I was looking at Jolly's Volanta and his flights, and he's currently doing a flight. Let's see, he's going from where's he going from? What is that? That's Murtala Mohammed International Airport. That's in what country is that? Or what is that? That's we flew there. What is the city called? Los Lagos? Oh, I forget what it is. It's in Nigeria. And he's gonna be flying up to, where is he flying? He's flying to Novosibirsk up in Russia. That's gonna be a pretty long flight. Another 6 hours, 18 minutes remaining. He's probably a third into the flight. But I was looking at all of his flights, and it's just ridiculous. It's like he's got all these really long international flights. Solar panel plane. Oh, okay. Is that a... Oh, yeah. Yesterday you were saying the solar panel plane. Alright, so we're at 6,000 feet. So that's our ceiling on this standard instrument departure until we get the Galaxy, where we will then be released, cleared to 14,000 feet. So if you're just joining, we're on British Airways 490, flight 490. London Heathrow to Gibraltar on the Airbus A320neo. New engine option. And currently we've got about 3.5 hours left on the flight. Expected arrival is about 2 hours 40 minutes. That's what I put in. Once we get to cruising, we'll pick up some of that time. That's the difference between cruising at 6,000 feet and cruising at 39,000 feet. We're going to start our cruise only up getting up to flight level 370 until we get to Novan. And then from Novan, we're going to climb to 390, so between Novan and D-Log. Get to 390 for a few waypoints, and then we'll descend into Gibraltar.
Speedbird 490, please expedite your climb 14,000 feet.
Now see, in real life, they could clear us beyond, I think they can clear us past the standard instrument departure. And actually, we have passed Galaxy, so you can hear the plane spooling up. We are climbing, and we're not yet over 10,000.
Speedbird 490 have the Airbus inside.
See the other traffic right there. Standard pressure, 7,100 feet. Once we get to 10,000, we'll clear those landing lights and let the passengers get up and move about the cabin.
Easy 19er 18 traffic inside. Envelope 620 tree traffic is 30 and oppos. Clock 4 miles at 6,000 feet. Airbus.
We're flying about a little bit southwest, southwest right now. We're going to be flying over St. Anne and Sark, the islands of St. Anne and Sark, between the islands of Guernsey and Jersey as we cross the English Channel. We'll have the Cherbourg Cotentin Peninsula off to our left, where the Normandy landings occurred. What, 78 years ago? We're flying directly over Southampton on our way out here, and the Isle of Wight will be just off on our left. Alright, that's going to be the Isle of Wight right there. Southampton's going to be right in front of us. Got a lot of planes coming in, approaching, likely approaching London. Across 10,000, about 11,000, so the landing lights retracted, seatbelt signs have come off. That was at 6,000 feet. Hey, thanks for the follow. CC150 Polar is EQC. Yeah, let me check you out. I'll definitely, if get over there, let me see. Let me pull up in another Twitch. If I can share your channel. Wow, 970. That's really cool. Well, thanks for giving me the follow. Yeah, one step closer to 200. Alright, we're starting to level out. We've been cleared to 16,000. What we got here? CC1 bar.
I know you're terribly frightened by what you've seen.
Hey, flying right now. Alright, yeah, you guys open up another window and check out a CC150 Polar is EQC. At 600, just about to 970 followers. I'm guessing you're out of Canada, and can't wait to fly there. We're gonna be flying there probably 10 flights from now, flying from Iceland to Montreal on this world tour. See, where are you going? St. John to, I'm assuming St. John, Newfoundland, right? Is that where St. John is? All the way over to Anchorage. That's a nice cross-country flight on the Dreamliner 787 Air Canada for CC150. So if you guys want to check him out, give him some love over there. I'd suggest opening another Twitch window. You can have both of us playing at the same time. Alright, what's going on? Speed clearance scan. Alright, so here's Southampton, Isle of Wight.
Speedbird 490 traffic inside.
We'll start asking for altitude increase. Sometimes they don't like to clear us.
490. Request flight level 260.
Speedbird 490, climb and maintain flight level 260. Align 605 traffic alert. 40 and oppos. Clock less than 1 mile, 16,300 feet. Airbus A320.
Wow, I've never seen this one, like the traffic alert. We're like right on top of them.
Maintain flight level 260, Speedbird 490.
Align 605 have the traffic.
I think A-line. I remember
London Center Speedbird 490. Request flight level 360.
490, climb and maintain flight level 260, expect flight level 360.
Climb and maintain flight level 260, expect flight level 360, speed bird 490.
Alright, one more request to get to 370 for now.
London Center, speed bird 490. Request flight level 370.
Speed bird 490, climb and maintain flight level 260, expect flight level 370.
Climb and maintain flight level 260, expect flight level 370, speed bird 490.
Alright, climbing to 26,000 feet. Isle of Wight right there. Site of the... I know the Isle of Wight from the famous music festival, I think 1971. I think there were a few of them, but 1971 there's a... You can find the DVD, the Who live at the Isle of Wight. I think that was a really good concert. Live show for them. In Southampton. We're going over the channel.
Airbus A321. Report them inside. Speedbird 459er traffic is 30 and oppos. Clock 4 miles at 8,100 feet, Boeing 737. Report them inside.
It's always just everything feels so much smoother after you start a flight, like with 15 frames per second.
Speedbird 490 have the Airbus A320 inside.
Easy 8317 traffic is 40 and oppos. Clock 4 miles at flight level 245 Airbus A20N. Report them inside. Gen X9er42 traffic alert. 12 and oppos. Clock less than 1 mile 10,000 feet Airbus A321. Report them inside.
Traffic.
Easy 8317 traffic inside. Gen X9er42 have the Airbus A321 inside.
Traffic.
Speedbird 508 contact Brest Center on 120.15. Good day. Going to 120.15 Speedbird 508. Speedbird 490 climb and maintain flight level 360.
Climb and maintain flight level 360 Speedbird 490.
Did I get a traffic alert? I know we've had some close ones. Hey, Capo. Welcome in. We're just off the south coast of England. Isle of Wight right behind us. Southampton. And we're on British Airways Flight 490 en route to Gibraltar. So London Heathrow to Gibraltar. What is this? Flight 157 of the world tour. And we're actually flying into some place we haven't been to yet. Obviously we've been to London a few times now, and a number of other countries have been bounced around, but yeah, once we get to Gibraltar, we're gonna turn around, come back to London Gatwick, and then from there we're gonna go over to Ireland, up to Iceland, Faroe Islands. We're gonna kind of bounce back and forth. Iceland's gonna get a fair bit of traffic. We're gonna go into Iceland a few times, land at that airport, simply because we're gonna go from Iceland to the Faroe Islands and back, and then Iceland over to Greenland and back, and then finally Iceland over to Canada, and we'll finally be into the Americas. Kind of like when we were in Africa. We were looking forward to getting to Europe for the longest time, and then now that we've been in Europe for quite a while, looking forward to getting over to the Americas. That should be fun, because I've never really flown much in the Americas. Well, I've done quite a few American flights, but the Maca keys. What are the Maca keys? Are those like the? Well, you let me know what those are. Alright, so this is going to be the island of St. Anne, I believe. Yeah, that's going to be St. Anne. And we're also going to fly over the island of Sark. I'm going to guess that, yeah, that's going to be Guernsey right there. We flew into Guernsey a while back. That's going to be Sark, and then Jersey's right down there. This is going to be the Cherbourg Peninsula. And right over there is going to be your Omaha Beach, Utah, Gold Sword, Juneau, where the D-Day landings happened in 1944, June 6, 1944, right over there. I think probably right, maybe down here. Not gonna get it completely accurate, but over there. Hey, not sure how to say your name, but hey. Oh, the native monkeys, the macaques. Macaques. And I'm zooming out on right here because quite a bit. Yeah, Novan is going to be 228 nautical miles before we hit our next waypoint. So we're going to be in a nice straight line here for a while. Actually, we're going to fly over Guernsey directly. Yep, okay, so once we get to Novan, we're then going to climb to flight level 390. I know, I don't know why it always... I always seem to lose the ATC voices. Like I said, eventually I really do have to get on VATSIM. We'll probably do VATSIM for like just other flights. At these world tour flights, it's really hard to do VATSIM with because right now I'm flying and there is zero coverage. Well, there's actually some coverage in Bucharest right now. There's ground. ground coverage there. But that is the only place in all of Europe that I see any coverage. Otherwise, everything's going on right now about around the New York area. It looks like Boston. Boston has some approach. Hartford, somewhere there, Connecticut. Toronto has some action going on.
Brest Center, easy 8317 is at flight level tree 5 climbing flight level tree 40. Easy 8317 Brest Center, continue as planned.
Got some ships below us.
Brest Center, Speedbird 2730 is passing 6,000 feet climbing.
So there's Guernsey and the island of Sark. What that other smaller one is. Sark and then Banner Village. I don't know what the name of the island is. That's gonna be the one a little bit closer to Guernsey. And then Jersey off to our left. Those are some fun flights, especially the one where I think we flew from Jersey to Guernsey. I think that was we spent more time starting the plane up than it took us to actually fly. They got up, I think we got up to like 5,000 feet and then immediately went into approach to land on Guernsey. Nice short runways too. Glad we were doing that in the CRJ 700. I think we're going to do a couple CRJ flights. We're going to do the flight from Iceland to Greenland. We'll do that in the CRJ. I think the real life flight is in the ATR 72 or something, but again, I don't have a really good ATR 72. I have a passable one, but it's been a while since we've been in the CRJ, so we'll probably hop in the CRJ instead. Plus, they'll make that flight a little quicker than in the ATR. ATR flights are fun. I mean, a little bit slower, but when you're flying just over a long distance of water, I'd rather get it done a little bit quicker. Alright, let's see what we got going here. We're almost to 36,000 feet. Hopefully they'll clear us to 37. And we're going to hold on that until we get to Novan. Between Novan and D-Log, we'll climb to 39,000.
Climb and maintain flight level 370 Speedbird 490.
Yep, we are British Airways, or Speedbird, call sign. British Airways Flight 490 from London Heathrow to Gibraltar. Leg 157 on the world tour, flying into every country and territory in the world. And let's see, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head what we got to do for Europe. We still have to hit Gibraltar, which we're going to get to today. We're going to do Ireland probably tomorrow. Iceland, Faroe Islands, and I think that will be it for Europe, unless we're counting Greenland as part of Europe. Because then we'll get Greenland. And then we'll be on our way over to Canada and the Americas. So we'll have I think by flight 160, it'll have taken me 160 flights to complete reaching every country and territory, every country and principality, those kind of things, in Africa and Europe. And a few places in Asia as well, in the Middle East. Flight from Iceland to Canada is going to be a little bit of a longer one. This one's going to be a longer one than we've had recently. Not too long, between 2 and 3 hours. But the one from Iceland to Canada, that's going to be about a 5 to 6 hour flight. So that's going to be probably a one flight stream, and we'll have to get it started earlier in the day. So if you haven't already and you're watching on YouTube or Twitch and you haven't already hit that follow on Twitch, free to do. Same on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified when I'm going live. Very much appreciated. And if you are so inclined, there is a donation button in the description. What is that? Yeah, Stream Elements. Actually, I got a few. I got Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, Stream Elements. So whichever one you want to use to donate. Or if you're on Twitch and you want to subscribe to the stream, very much appreciated. Flight attendants are now out serving snacks and drinks.
In a few moments, our lovely flight attendants will be starting our in-flight service. We'll be serving complimentary drinks and snacks. Premium drinks are available for a small charge. Please note we only accept credit cards.
And I'm talking about we're using PackX for the passenger service. Right now they're 100% satisfaction. They're getting their drinks to the flight attendant, all the passengers in their seats. And names, I love the names because the names are localized for the most part. Most of the names are going to be very English, British. Obviously some mix, and you're going to have travelers, business, and obviously there's not everyone in England has a very English names anymore. As I said, like right here is a good example of that. When I have the time, I like to go through and see if I recognize any of these names. Guido Bryant. I'm not recognizing anyone. No one famous on the flight. Alright, coming up on the coast of France. You're going to be the Bay de Sambour. Probably butchered that. But going over, basically this is going to be Brittany. So Normandy's off to our left, and then Brittany, we're going to be cutting right across the Brittany Peninsula. We're going to be into the Bay of Biscay, and then we'll cut across Spain and down into Gibraltar. I think I've never done a flight like from LA to Hawaii. I think I did like just hopped in to kind of just fly around Pearl Harbor in a small plane. But no official flights, nothing, where I got in and set it up and flew, but we will, once we're going to do the Americas, and then we're going to go into Canada. We're going to fly back, I think, down in Chicago, Mexico City, and then down in South America, come back up, Central America, the Caribbean and all that. And then out of the Caribbean, we're going to fly, I think, into New York. And then we're going to fly, I don't know how many flights to get from New York over to, I think, San Diego. I think I want to fly out of San Diego, and from San Diego, I'm going to go to Hawaii. We're going to go Honolulu. And I believe that's going to be a Hawaiian Airlines flight. So that's in the future, but yeah, I've taken a look at Hawaii, but I haven't done a ton of flying around Hawaii in sim. There's a lot of places I haven't been in the sim yet, and a lot of places I've been in X-Plane, but haven't been in Microsoft Flight Simulator yet. It's gonna be really cool flying back to a lot of these places, because I started this world tour back in X-Plane and did a lot of flying in the Pacific, a lot of the island hopping to all those Pacific Ocean countries, and it's gonna be really cool flying back into those places on those airlines that I did in X-Plane, but seeing them kind of rendered a little bit more accurately. So now we're over. I think this is the. I think it's called. Let me find it. Let me get myself a map here. I think it's the Brittany Peninsula. I think that's what it's called. I'm gonna be able to get a. Yep, flying over Brittany. Just on that tip of France, it kind of juts out into the Atlantic Ocean, and then we're gonna fly over the Bay of Biscay, which is much of the French coastline actually, and is that whole area right above. It's almost a perfect square between France and Spain. And we're gonna fly right over Spain down into Gibraltar. So it's gonna be a nice flight.
Airbus A320. Report them in sight. Easy 7415, have the traffic. Easy 2207, traffic in sight. Traffic is 1 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level tree 20 Airbus A320. Report them in sight. Speedbird 2730 traffic is 2 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level tree 60 Airbus A320. Report them in sight.
Lee-hoo-wee. We go from. So do you live in Kaipo? Do you live in Hawaii? I'm guessing you live in Hawaii, near Lee-hoo-wee. Where is Lee-hoo-wee? I'm assuming that's not on the main island. Okay, so that's gonna be on Kauai. I'm very bad at saying the Kauai. Yes, it's gonna be on. Oh, that's like on the northernmost island of the Hawaiian island. Okay, so the big one, you have the biggest island. That's the southernmost. That's the one that I always think is where everything is. That's actually the island of Hawaii. Then you have Maui, Molokai, and then Oahu, which is where Honolulu and Pearl Harbor are. And then the next one is Kauai, where it's going to be Hui. Did I say it? Lee-hoo-wee. Cool. Is it nice there? Is that a nice place to live? I mean, at least the pictures I've seen really it looks nice. Yeah, I've never been to Hawaii in real life. The closest thing I've been to Hawaii, like similar concept, like an island, is off one of the islands off of Thailand when we lived in China, and then that was where we went for vacation one year. So I've never done Hawaii. Waimea. Wow. How far is that from Waimea to... kind of hard to get a sense of scale on a small island. how small is that island. But yeah, that's a little bit of a drive to get over. I'm guessing it's probably not as much of a drive as for me to go to, you know, from Milwaukee over down to Chicago for an international flight. Nice. Yeah, it just kind of looks like a nice little small.
10X 606, have the traffic.
Pretty cool.
10X 606.
Yeah, so from there to Honolulu, and then up to Boston to visit family.
Report them in sight. Air France 646 heavy traffic is 1 o'clock 4 miles at flight level 370.
Yeah. Not as far as I had to go to visit family when I was living in China. I think I had you beat a little bit. I'm not sure how much, but Hawaii to Boston is decent distance. But I was going Chicago to Shanghai. That was the international flight. I think between 12 and 13 hours, depending on the direction and the winds. Back in here, coming up on the Bay of Biscay. 37 minutes, that's not bad. Yeah, Chicago, from Milwaukee to Chicago, because Milwaukee has an airport, but it's mostly domestic flights. I don't think there are any international flights, or if they are, it's like to Mexico. So I would always have to drive down to Chicago and then take non-stop. Once I started going non-stop, I had done some like one-stop flights, like stopping over in like Korea or whatever down the way, but much easier just go non-stop, and we'll do Chicago to Shanghai and then hop in the car for another 4-hour drive to where we were finally living in China. But
Speedbird 490, contact Breast Center on 124.725. Good day.
yeah, but I always hear Europeans. I always have to remember that, like you watch, especially you watch like European shows, that you hear about Europeans like going on their trips, traveling to all these places in Europe. They're traveling to France, they're going to Italy, and it's like, wow. And then you realize it's like, well, yeah, but they're traveling from Germany to Italy. It's not that far, you know, or you know, a trip, you know, weekend trip from England to France. It's like, well, that's not that far. You know, if you're going London to Paris or something, it's not, you know. Whereas, but in your mindset when you're living in America, it's like, oh, wow, you traveled to Italy? Oh, you're so lucky you get to go to Italy and France. And of course, you do have everything right there and get to do those. But kind of not the same. It's not as much of an international trip as it is coming from America, or, you know, in my wife's case, she's from China, and so going to Europe would be kind of a big thing too. Doing well. They are currently napping, I think. Fireworks got canceled for 4th of July here for our Independence Day. So we got heavy rain right now. Yep, trip. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's always kind of remembering that. It's like just Germany, you know, northern Germany to southern Germany, you know, is, yeah, Texas. I mean, even Texas is bigger than Germany. I think the state that's usually compared to Montana. But yeah, I mean, it's not that. Yeah, Europe is. We tend to sometimes forget. Yeah, it's like you go from, like we did a road trip a few years ago to the Southwest to go like Grand Canyon, Hoover Dam, stuff like that, Las Vegas. Well, we didn't really stop in Las Vegas, we just kind of drove through. But and we drove from Milwaukee all the way down, you know, through the middle of America, you know, northern Texas, Arizona, New Mexico, Arizona, Grand Canyon, all that. And, you know, you really think about that distance. I mean, you know, you go from, you know, Spain to Poland is probably about the same amount of we covered. Yeah, Montana and New Mexico. Yeah, New Mexico, people kind of underestimate New Mexico. I mean, New Mexico's huge. You know, it doesn't look it when, depending on your map that you're looking at and comparing it to Texas, it's like, oh, it's not that big. Well, pretty big. Oh yeah, I suppose you're I forgot, Kaiko, you're in Hawaii. I see. Hawaii's part of the United States. Thinking like, why? How? You guys having fireworks? Well, yeah, of course you have fireworks in Hawaii. Yeah. Well, we had fireworks. We had our big, like for the city of Milwaukee, they have really big fireworks show. We could, for the big city on the 3rd, and then all the little suburbs around. I mean, little, I put that in quotes. I mean, for me, little is 1,000 people or something. And, like I live in West Allis, which is a suburb, and it's about 60,000 people, and they have fireworks on the 4th, and Greenfield and Wauwatosa, all the suburbs around Milwaukee have theirs on the 4th, but Milwaukee itself has it on the 3rd. You can go down the Lake Michigan, lakefront, and they're big fireworks show. But all the ones tonight have been canceled because the storms are rolling in. So who wants to sit out and get soaked in the rain? And kind of hard to fire off fireworks anyways when it's pouring rain. Alright, 60, I mean, it looks like we're getting pretty close, but still 60 miles until we get to where we want to climb to 39,000 feet. What is this below us? Maybe La Palais? No, Belle Isle. Belle Isle.
Traffic is 12 o'clock, 4 miles at flight level tree 20 Airbus A320. Report them in sight. Easy 69er 5, traffic in sight.
Hey, Raymond and Griselda. Hey, how you doing? Quick walk. Yeah, it is very surprising where the cities are compared to Europe and how Europe is warmer. Yeah, because I think isn't England like on the London and all those at the same latitude as like Canada, northern Canada.
Speedbird 49er, 0 contact, breast center on 12.3.75. Good day.
Going to 123.75.
I want to request flight level 390.
Breast center Speedbird 490.
We're getting the breast center.
370.
I'm wondering, when I came back, I saw some weird looking plane near us. I wonder if that was a... Oh, yeah, we are getting a escort here.
Breast center Speedbird 490.
What plane is that? Is that a...
Flight level
Yeah.
390.
Speedbird 490 climb and maintain flight level 390.
I hope it's not a Spanish plane.
Climb and maintain
Upset that we're
flight
going to
level
Gibraltar.
390 Speedbird 490.
Can anyone tell what kind of plane that is? Obviously, AIG, my model matching, might not be 100% accurate with it either, of course. Okay, did we get a clearance? Why does that go lower than? Climb and maintain flight level 390, Speedbird 490. Now, for some reason, I don't get the arrows going up and down, it's just 4 ways. I'm gonna set up a fixed point on our descent, or when we should begin descending. Really not a lot to go off of. Basically, I'm gonna aim for final waypoint. CF. Pretty sure what that one is. PMOS. Okay, we're gonna do PMOS. PMOS is gonna be final waypoint. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make a fix. Yep. PMOS, at PMOS I want to be about 3,000 feet. That's gonna be what I like to do. So we're gonna go calculator. 3,000 feet. And it's gonna be about 100 nautical miles before target. So I'm gonna put in 110. What that's gonna do, I'm not gonna be able to see it on here, but it's gonna give us a little blue dotted line for the circle, and that'll kind of be where we should start descending. Yeah, Vancouver is like the same latitude as Prague. My sister's in Prague right now, or she was. Man, that's crazy to think. But sometimes it's like when I look at France, Paris is way further north within France than you usually think of it. I usually think of Paris like more in the center of it. And so when you're doing World War II stuff, and it's like, oh wait, Paris is right there. It's not that far south. You know, London is actually further south, I think. Kind of looks, at least on the Google map. I mean, it's nearly the same latitude as Amsterdam and Berlin. But when I think of it, I think of, you know, England being way further north and the Netherlands being south, you know, southeast, and same with Berlin. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, you know, United Kingdom, basically, you go across and you're Canada. The United States is more I mean, heck, I mean, I think like Washington, New York, that stuff is about the same latitude as Spain. Toronto is southern Croatia. Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy. And you know how it is down there. It's nice. I mean, it's much warmer in the Mediterranean, that area. Oh, wow. We got quite a few. I mean, not an insane number of people viewing right now, but, you know, good number. Thanks for coming in, joining in. We're right now over the Bay of Biscay on our way, which is between, right next to France, north of Spain. We're on our way in British Airways on British Airways Flight 490 on our way down to Gibraltar from London Heathrow. And Flight 157, or leg 157 of my world tour, flying into every country and territory in the world. Really? Directly west of Hawaii. Really? Singapore's now further south? Kind of hard when you're on the globe. Kind of. I don't have the. Is it directly west? I feel like Hawaii's further north. Oh. Yeah, sometimes like putting into perspective where things actually are. Oh, Taiwan. Yeah, that makes sense. That's what I was going to say. So it seems like Taiwan is more directly west. Yeah, but I went to Xiamen, which is, I believe from Xiamen you can just see Taiwan off in the distance. I think you can. And I think there's a big sign, if I'm not mistaken, I believe there's a big sign out on the island. It's called Kinmen County, the island just off of Xiamen, and it's got a big sign saying something, you know, I think it says something about like Taiwan is part of China or whatever. You know, I don't think Taiwan can see it. I mean, it is still a decent distance, but you can see Taiwan off in the distance from Xiamen. So I've been there, and then. But I lived up more, you know, kind of southwest of Shanghai. Shanghai, you just draw kind of a 45-degree angle, and you'll hit Hangzhou, and then another and just keep going, and you'll hit this Xiangjiang Reservoir, and that's where I live, or that's where I have an apartment. I did live in Hangzhou also. I'll give you a look. I'm gonna pull that up. We have time. Why not do a little geography? It's kind of interesting when I've done I did a flight from, I can't remember what the flight was, but it was flying, I think it was flying up to Shanghai or Korea or somewhere, and the flight went directly over my apartment in China. I was so surprised. I was like looking down, I'm like, wow, where I am. Ted Chang, I don't know what all the numbers are for. Let me see. Bring up. There. Bring over that. Work, right? Yeah, so there's Shanghai. This is crazy. And I would always fly into Pudong from Chicago. And then I'd have to get on the subway and go all the way across Shanghai, right through. And actually, I take the #1 subway, which go right through the core. Like here's all those Pearl TV and the Bund, the like more German, European part over there. I mean the subway. I'd have to go on the busiest subway, which goes right through downtown Shanghai, all the way over to Hangzhou International, and then the train station. Yeah, there's the train station. And then we could take later on when we had a car, we would my sister-in-law would pick us up and we'd drive, and then we could avoid having to take the subway all the way across the or to the train station. And then I lived in Hangzhou, and first place I lived in Hangzhou was over here, and it's really cool because at certain times of the year, this river, you'll get the tide, and you'll just get this tide rush down the river. And I actually lived right here in the bend, and you can still see it. It would just go right through there. I didn't know what I was seeing. I didn't know what was happening. And then we lived up here on the canal later, here in this area. And this canal actually goes all the way from down here all the way up to Beijing. And then we moved back to my wife's hometown, which is right there. And we lived in these apartments. Right there, we lived in that apartment building right there. If you want to get a little idea, if you know, like the Yellow Mountains, if you ever hear of the Yellow Mountains in China, they're right over, I think right in here, yeah, right there, Huangshan Mountain, Yellow Mountain. Crazy. Oh, the map. Yeah, like I just closed it, but yeah, the lines for the Google Streets, and then when you're on the satellite, it's always off. So it's a little annoying. Kinmen. Wait, let me go back on there. Hillingdon County, part of Taiwan. Put that up. We're not even over there, but what's going on with this buffering? Am I something wrong with the stream? Fine. Kind of spamming right now. Oh, turn the air conditioning off. Alright, let's see. I want to look at the map here. There we go. Anyway. So currently, right now, we are right here on our flight. Basically, we're in the middle of the bay right now. Oops, you can see I pulled up the other Volanta. We're right about here. You mentioned Kinmen is Kinmen Island. Well, and maybe if this stuff is actually part of Taiwan somehow, which I find it very strange that it would be. If that is, then probably the sign might be actually on maybe this island or something. I don't know. I felt like there was a sign that could easily be seen. Really? What it? Kinmen? Really? That's part of. Let me see. See what that Google gives me for the borders. It's kind of funny. Like, they don't give. You know, because if I click on China, right, you'll get the red out. No? Why am I not getting the red outline? China. Why isn't it doing that now? Usually if I click on something, it'll like give me the outline, like right there. There it is, give me the outline for Xi'an. It's not giving me the outline for China. But it does. That's interesting. I've never noticed that it doesn't give me the outline for China or Taiwan. That way, Google isn't ticking them off because, yeah, I'm surprised. Really, the Kinmen Islands are part of Taiwan. Huh. He did make me question myself. That's crazy. I didn't know that. So maybe that sign I saw It might actually be right here on this side. Yeah. But this was a pretty cool area to go. Shaman was really cool. Been a Shaman, and then the Shaman's very, I think there's some port. I'm trying to think what their background is for Shaman.
Going to 118.275
Amoy. British run, okay. But then I did a trip to Qingdao. And Qingdao was German. So there's a lot of there's actually like a whole German street and everything. With brats and all that stuff, which is kind of strange when you're in China. But I live, and what's funny is that Ningbo, which is just over from where I lived in Hangzhou, this is actually a sister city of Milwaukee, where I live. That's pretty crazy. Yanchang. Well, that's further north. Yanchang is further north, and then Hillingdon's way down here. Yeah, you know how like a lot. I don't know if this is a thing. Yeah, I mean, let's look up. I don't know if they'll be on the Wikipedia, but there'll be a lot of, like, almost every, well, not every city, but you'll see like some cities where, yeah, it's like a partner city, you know, different stuff like that. And it'll be strange. You'll be in some small town in the middle of nowhere, like Minnesota or somewhere in the middle of nowhere in the U.S. and oh, we're twin cities with Vienna, or we're twin cities with Berlin. And it's like, really? I mean, I get like Milwaukee and Ningbo there. I mean, Ningbo's probably bigger than Milwaukee because every Chinese city is just big, even though. But Ningbo I would put Ningbo on the scale of Milwaukee in relation to the other cities within China. You know, Milwaukee's kind of like the 20th, 25th biggest city in America. Ningbo's probably kind of similar in China, but with way more people. Okay, that's cool. So one in France, one in Greece, one in Costa Rica. Yeah, I've seen like, and that's the thing. You know, when I was driving trucks, and you go into some cities just in the middle of, you know, just some city that's like 5,000, maybe 20,000 people, whatever. And it's like, oh, we're sister cities with Stockholm. We're sister cities with Athens. And it's like, why are these world city, you know, these capital cities of countries, sister cities with some random, you know? Now some of them didn't make sense. I mean, it's like, okay, I can see why you're a sister city with, you know, Stockholm, because this is a very Swedish part of, you know, and that's probably what it is. It's like, because no one's gonna know, oh, we're a sister city with, you know, how many cities do people know in Sweden, in the United States? It's like, okay, we might as well be sister cities with the capital, you know, if we're similar. But I always found that interesting. That's like, when I moved over there, I was like, oh, you know, I think it was right after I moved there that was announced. That's like, oh, we're going to be a sister city with, we're going to have a partnership with Ningbo. I was like, oh, that's like the next city over, the next major city over, yeah, where I live. Well, okay. All right, so we can see we got Spain coming up in front of us. You can actually see the mountains and let's see. Looks like we're going to be coming up on the city of Santander is going to be on our left, then Bilbao a little bit further over, Oviedo on our right, and I think looks like we'll pass to Madrid will also be on our left as we're going down. Just going right down the middle of Spain, it looks like, or down the middle of the Iberian Peninsula. So yep, we're going London Heathrow down to Gibraltar International, and checking off one more country / territory off of our world tour list. Once we get down there, we will, well, tonight we won't fly the flight tonight, but tomorrow we'll get back. We'll switch over to an EasyJet livery and fly back to London, but we'll be flying into Gatwick. And then, hopefully, if things go, if I'm able to get as many flights in as I want, we'll be able to do that flight, and then we'll do an I think it's Aer Lingus from Gatwick up to Dublin, and we'll take check Ireland off of our list. And basically for Europe, we just have to go Gibraltar, Ireland, Iceland, and the Faroe Islands. We'll also get Greenland knocked off, but I believe Greenland's counted as part of North America. And so, yeah, we've gone everywhere in Europe. It's taken quite a few flights. We've done a few repeat countries to set up getting to places like San Marino and the Vatican and Andorra, Monaco, Liechtenstein. Hit all the small ones. So America's gonna be fun. We're gonna have a few longer flights over there, and then we'll have quite a few small flights, and we'll be getting in the really small planes even, like the Cessna 208, flying into St. Bart's, and we'll be flying into St. Bart's in the famous airport. I mean, St. Bart's is famous for coming over that hill and having that, you know, downhill runway into the water basically. People stand on the top of the hill and waving. You can almost touch the landing gear on the planes. St. Martin is the one where you got the jets coming over and the people all standing on the beach and getting the jet blast as they come in. So that's gonna be fun when we get to those places. Hopefully we appreciate it as we're coming in. We don't kind of miss it.
Easy 8536 traffic is 4 o'clock 3 miles at flight level tree 60 Airbus A319. Report them in sight.
Yeah, those partners make sense. And like I think Milwaukee and Ningbo, that makes sense for partners. I mean, Ningbo's bigger, but like on the scale, like relatively, like city, like impact within China, probably similar to Milwaukee. Because like the city I lived in, Hangzhou, is 9 million people, but it feels more like, in the scheme of China, feels like, you know, maybe like a Dallas or. Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's not, you know, it's not Los Angeles, it's not Chicago, it's not New York, right? You know, in China you have Beijing, Shanghai, probably Guangzhou, I would say, which is near, you know, down in the south in the Hong Kong area. Those are your like big three, and yeah, exactly. Like, I mean Shanghai's what, 21 million or so. So. Anyone is partnering with, it's like, okay, I'm guessing Shanghai's partnered with New York, you know, London, it's partnered with, you know, your economic centers. Hey, Martin Baez, or Martin Baez. I say Martin, but I'm German. I'm of German descent. Martin Baez, greetings from Argentina, KBFC, hey, welcome in. Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting down to Argentina on this world tour. That's going to be, I don't know how many flights from now, but I guess I'll get there probably by the end of the year or within this year. Right now we're flying over Spain en route to Gibraltar. Or, yeah, en route to Gibraltar from London Heathrow. On British Airways Flight 409. That's 490, sorry. Dyslexic. Again, a little dyslexic there. Hey. How you doing? My phone's on, yeah. Thanks for the roses. Thank you. Just past the Santander. Are you flying along X-Class Kiwi? Let me check. Or we just passed it. Or I just passed on you. No, I don't see you on Volanta. Where are you? Oh no, you're over. You're flying. Oh, you're still continuing your flight. Are you? Oh, you're doing your world tour still, yeah. So you're flying from Bahrain to Cairo right now. And then another one of our viewers, Jolly, he's right now just over Cairo, en route from I can't remember what it's called. What's that city in Nigeria? Is that Lomé? No, I don't know where he's flying from. What is that city? I don't get the city there. But he's flying from Nigeria up to somewhere up in Russia. He flies all really long flights, that Jolly guy. But X-Class Kiwi's basically kind of doing a world tour like I'm doing. I don't think he's following the same exact routes, but doing the same concept, and I hope he's having fun with it. Right now you're flying Gulf Air, right? Gulf Air 71, that's what it looks like you're doing. Should be a nice flight over Saudi Arabia. Yep, and we just passed Santander on our left. X-Class Kiwi is, yep, you're definitely not above, it's a little bit more sandy colored, even though this area is a little arid, not as dry and desert as Saudi Arabia. KBFC name, yeah, I'm not sure what you're asking. Are you asking my name? My name's Martin. Martin. And we just hit the 2-hour mark on the stream. Yeah, thanks everyone for joining in here on, well, the Independence Day here in America, in the US, in the United States. Fireworks were canceled, but we are still getting some fireworks, but it's just the neighbors setting them off and hopefully not blowing their fingers off. Am I switching to YouTube every time I get ads here on Twitch? Yeah, that's a good idea actually, considering I am streaming to both. Give me the support over on both. Thank you very much. Yeah, I can't. I'll have to look. I'm gonna have to. I think I set it that they automatically go because they updated their Hey XSQ, hello there. Hello there. I'm trying to say it in the Obi-Wan voice. Oh, I need to have that sound effect. That's what we need to get. But yeah, Twitch, I think they upped the amount of money from advertising that goes to the creators or to streamers, but to get that advantage you have to put it just on automatic. You have to like schedule that'll run every like 30 minutes or so. But I think I'm gonna turn that off. I don't like to have the ads. It's not really worth it. I can't stand it when I jump into a stream or I'm watching a stream and I literally just had the pre-roll ads and then like about 2 minutes later ads come up again. I'm just you're killing me. So yeah, it's probably not worth it. For most streamers, it's really not worth it to run ads because or I'm gonna go back to what I was doing before where I ran ads. I would run ads during like the intermission. So it's like, okay, nothing's going on, we're just on the waiting screen, music's playing. I'll run 2 minutes of ads while I'm setting up the next flight. But yeah, it's kind of irritating when you're watching the flight, and especially if they're doing something interesting's happening at that moment and ad cuts in. Where are you at? In London? Yeah, it is. Let's see what it is here in... Let's see what it is here. A little bit warmer than that right now. Not as hot as it has been. It is. I'll put this in. Put it in Celsius. Let me do a comparison. Yeah, it's 22 degrees right now. It was 29 during the day. And of course we have the humidity. Yeah, I had to get some frozen custard. And I threw on some chocolate syrup and Oreo, so that didn't come with it. But Swiss chocolate and vanilla and frozen custard. I made a lot of this back when I was back in college when I worked at the custard stand. I have to remember what my manager always said when, because he's constantly, it's like if you ever watch like Food Network or something, they'll always go and they visit Milwaukee, they'll always stop at Cops Frozen Custard, talk about frozen custard. Let's see if I can get a description. Similar to ice cream, but it's made with eggs in addition to cream and sugar. It's usually kept at a warmer temperature compared to ice cream, and it's typically denser. And like when we make it, the machines, like when we pour the cream in, or the mix in, like the machine, it slowly blends it, slowly cools it, and it kind of comes out. It's just such a dense, more dense. It's like ice cream, but it's way denser. Not as much air in it. I wouldn't say it's a creme brulee. I don't know. I mean, it's just. Thanks for the follow, Fin Pilot. Let's see if we can get some pictures, some more pictures of it. Yeah, I don't know what would be some. I mean, it's like it's close to ice cream, but it's much more dense. Not very good at describing it.
Easy 8277, you are 50 miles north. Descend and maintain flight level tree 10.
Actually, we can even go to.
knots. Expect
You can even go to where I work.
Tree, 2 right approach via Aspen transition. Cleared to Aspen.
Hey, what do we got today? Birthday cake and all-American cherry. Sure. Yeah, but it's.
Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Keep speed not above 220 knots. Expect ILS Victor runway tree 2 right approach via Aspen transition. Cleared to Aspen. Easy 8277.
Like I said, it like you can't even tell there's egg in it. It's just I think that adds to the the richness of it. I mean, a lot of people just think it's ice cream, but it's just more dense and more flavor to it. Well, like I said, like the difference with like ice cream and like froyo even, it's just there's so much more air to it, whereas this is just it's more dense. Like you can get like one scoop, you get one scoop of custard, and probably for the same, you know, that same filling feeling, you're getting like a 3 scoop ice cream or something, you know. Yeah, Becky, maybe maybe I could even do that. Maybe do that tomorrow. Or at some point. I just have to, yeah, like that's, you know, get some flight requests, and it'd be kind of cool to fly down, do some Australia again. Oh, yeah. Like, so I usually don't buy by the scoop anymore when I go back to Cops, because I don't work there anymore. When I worked there, I would get, you know, a little bit. Usually you get like a certain amount that you get for your break. Hey Hendrik, now he's on Discord there. But yeah, like when I worked at Cops, like a 1 scoop was like with the sales tax, it would end up being $2. And this is a nice size scoop too, it's not tiny. And then you know, and then like a gallon, like if you wanted to get like a half gallon of custard, which is what I usually buy now, I just buy it in half gallon because that's your best deal basically, and you know, take it home and scoop it out when you want. And those used to be, when I was working there 10 years ago, a little over 10 years ago now, it was like $10 for a half gallon. Now it's 18. And I'm just like, I go in there, I just break the bank every time I go in. Touch the clouds. 6 months in a row. Wow, it has been 6 months. Yeah, it is July, isn't it? Oh, wow. Thank you very much. Yeah, I can't believe it's... Yeah, it's been about 7... I basically started streaming on Twitch end of December, so it's about 7 months, 6, 7 months. I don't know. Do the math right. Well, it's a whole different thing here. I mean, we just got the whole, you know, we got the cheese curds, we got the frozen custard, we got the, I mean, granted, you guys have the bratwurst and stuff over there, too. That's where we get it from. You know, but, you know, Milwaukee, that's the big stuff. The bratwurst, the cheese curds, the frozen custard, you know, the beer. Even though we don't have the biggest beer ones anymore. Spaghetti ice? Oh, not another ad. Sorry to you guys sorry if you guys, well, if you're on Twitch, you're getting the ad right now and you can't even hear me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, let me see if I can probably just turn that off right now. Where do I do that? How do I turn off the ads? There it is. Alright, I just turned off the automatic ads, so now I can just run them when I want to run them. Because that is a little annoying. Sorry, stretch. Thin pilot, I just saw the stretch. So we'll do a little stretch here. I kind of stretched when I got the dessert, to be honest. Oh, I got to scroll my mustache. So what do you think? Cairns to Sydney? You want to do that one? Let me see. Let me write that down. We'll put that in as a request and maybe do that tomorrow. Do the flight back to a nice flight. Cairns to Sydney. Well, I'm thinking Cairns is further than. For some reason, I was thinking Cairns is Perth. Cairns is what, the north end of, right at the top of Australia, or is it more? Not on me at all. Oh, Cairns is near the Great Barrier Reef, isn't it? Kind of that area. Yeah, we could do a Cairns or a Cairns to Sydney or Brisbane to, or we could do Cairns to Brisbane or Cairns to Sydney. Won't be tonight though. Already getting a little late.
Top Swiss 1115, you are 3 miles east. Descend and maintain 8,000 feet. Keep speed not above 220 knots. Expect ILS Victor runway tree 2 right approach via Aspen transition.
We can do that. Oh yeah. Well, hopefully tomorrow, or whenever I get around to doing that flight, isn't stormy. I'd like to be able to see that area. Lots of flooding evacuation. Really? I'm gonna put that in my Discord. Cairns to Brisbane. I have actually quite a few requests, and so, like I said, once I need to get into a decent schedule here with doing the streams, and then like, okay, maybe like certain days, this will be the day I do requests, do a requested flight. These are the days I do my world tour flights, my flights. The only thing I don't like about doing requested flight is the person who requested it isn't always there when I do the flight, and so I'm doing the flight and it's like, oh, the person who wanted the flight isn't watching. But yeah, that'd be nice to just kind of jump somewhere else and get out of the usual, like, okay, we're here, we're point A, now we're going to point B, and point B to point C, but okay, we're going somewhere else. Change of pace.
Iberia tree 41, you are 70 miles southwest. Descend and maintain flight
Where are we? We are just southwest of Madrid. Madrid is, I'm guessing, like right back there. Can't really see it.
Do it.
Scared me. I need to get some more of those sound effects. Alright, see you, Becky. Yeah, let me know. I mean, if this is, I don't know what time of night is the best time for you, like when you like to watch. Then I'll try to do that flight at that time. More around that time. But you can always watch it on replay as well. All the flights are on YouTube as their own individual videos. So if you can't make it, you can always watch it and see this beautiful MSFS pulling in the Bing satellite data, which in some places is quite out of date. I gotta finish my bowl of custard here, frozen custard. Otherwise, I'll just have them melted. It's been so long since I just got like chocolate custard, chocolate and vanilla. Like I always tend to get like mint chip or red velvet cake or one of our other flavors, but not just the standard vanilla or chocolate. Madagascar vanilla and Swiss chocolate. Touch the Clouds currently on a flight from Ecuador to Galveston. Sounds like a good flight. While watching me, thank you. Finally been able to afford to lease a longitude jet on air. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be really, like I said, if I had more time to do it, I would love to do that and like do a seriously. Maybe that happens in the future. Maybe I somehow start digging out the time and get that all set up. I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna have less time in the future. But with doing this world tour, kind of limits my time as well. Yeah, you need a ton of spare time. That's the issue. I wish I'd kind of gotten all this stuff like 5 years ago, 6, 7 years ago, when I had a ton of spare time. We've done it. 400 hours of real-time flights. That's the thing. It's like I'm looking at. Let me see. Let me just look at what I have currently for. Aircraft. Just looking at my Volanta, my world tour. Okay, so all my world tour flights that I've done, all my streams on this world tour, 160 flights so far. Again, they're getting split up differently a little bit. I have 250, just under 250 hours. By the time we end this flight, we'll be over 250 hours. That's just this world tour flights, and I've been doing that since Microsoft Flight Simulator came out, basically, right? I think overall, let's see, overall, all my flights, and so this is including X-Plane flights, this is back, 2018, I think, when I got X-Plane, end of 2018, I have 815 hours of flights. That's it, 815 hours of flights. I would never be able to, on air, it's just a little too much time investment, but it sounds so cool, and if you have the time to pump into it. After 400 hours of real-time flights, I'm able to earn some decent on-air money, getting $160,000 for this trip. Well, there you go. $12:30 in the day on Wednesday. That would actually be... Well, is that my time, 12:30, or your time, 12:30? Because I am home Wednesday. But I don't know. We got a few things we have to do on Wednesday. Tomorrow I have basically nothing to do, so I'm gonna be, if I can, I'm gonna stream in the morning and in the afternoon and in the evening, hopefully. Depends on what the baby and the wife want to do. To repair one engine, 1% costs 10K. Holy cow. Are you playing like on the hard or the hard world or whatever? I really like. I love On Air. For what I really liked about On Air was the you know, the fact that it loads your card. It loads you up. Like when you're sitting on the thing, when you start the flight or whatever, it puts all the payload on. And that was really. I mean, obviously now with I think the with the Boeing, with the PMDG, and with this one, the Flybywire. Like, it's so much easier to get the right fuel and to get the right payload now, but I remember those early days, it was such a pain in the butt to get the right payload you wanted, and to even figure out, like, what payload should I be putting on this tiny little, you know, twin prop plane or whatever it was I was flying. So it definitely gives you things to do, especially in those smaller planes, and, you know, and if you just, like I said, I have this world tour thing going, so I have no shortage of flights to do, even though there are some times when it's like I don't want to do the world tour flight. I just want to do like a fun flight, and maybe I only have time to just noodle around for maybe a half an hour and I can't really stream. And I'm like, okay, I want to hop in, and then it's kind of figuring out, it's like, well, where do I want to fly in my Cessna, or in the, you know, in the beach, or, you know, or whatever it is. You know, where should I fly? And of course, the drawback with On Air is that you can sometimes get stuck doing things you don't want to fly in places you don't want to really fly after a while. But yeah, there's just so many different things that you can do. Well, we'll see. I'll set up. I'll at least get the graphics and stuff set for it, and thumbnail and all that. And well, you're in Australia. Let me see what time it is. Let me get. I kind of want to do it when you're available to watch. I don't want to. Let's see. Alright, so here it is. So my time is almost 10 o'clock at night. Here in Cairns. It is about 1 in the afternoon, so you're what? What is that? 15 hours ahead or 15 hours behind? 15 hours ahead, I would think. Doesn't seem right though. Don't screw it up. Alright, let me just. I'm just trying to figure out like what time that is. Right. So if you're home at like 4 or 5 in the afternoon, that's gonna be my. Let's see. What's up your time? Oops. Hold on. 1600. Okay. Well, it's kind of a hard time for me to stream if you're talking like if you're talking 5 o'clock in the afternoon for you, because that's 2 in the morning for me. I'm guessing tomorrow I'll probably, let's say I stream at noon. Yeah, that's the problem. Sometimes it's like when can you stream? Alright, so about 65 miles to Volpe. Our little descent circle is going to be a little bit before that. And ATC will probably give us a little until I'll start descending. Keep losing my water. Basically, we're going to probably start descending right over the city of Cordoba. Yeah, it's I think it's 21 degrees Celsius right now. Yeah, Capo, I have a fan. Is it coming across on the microphone too much? I don't know why. I have the noise gate that it should be keeping that out. Nope. I've been to Cairns. I think I've been to Cairns in sim before, not in real life. I've been to Brisbane in both X-Plane and MSFS, and same with Sydney. But not in real life, unfortunately. Closest I've been to Australia is China. Well, Thailand, technically. The closest. Or you're probably asking if I have a fan in my room because my hair is blowing around. Yes, I do. Yeah, the AC was on earlier, but then my wife closed the vent. And so it was really warm in here, and then when I opened it up, it was actually cool, and then I think it got turned off again because it's not that hot, but it's kind of the humidity more. Yeah, 20, 21, 22 degrees Celsius, but definitely some humidity as we have the rain rolling through, and now it's, you know, drying up, and that just adds to all of it. Better than a couple weeks ago, like probably my second week working day shift, moving to day shift, doing the spotting, trailer spotting. I work outside all day, which I like, but it was running, I mean, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm not sure what that is in Celsius, but I think of probably like in the high 30s, 40 Celsius. That's right, it's winter down in Australia. Yeah, so last time I flew in Australia in sim was when it was summer down there, and it was when the world update for Microsoft Flight Simulator for Australia and New Zealand came out. I did a few flights down there. I flew over the Great Barrier Reef. I did a flight from Sydney just out to somewhere west of Sydney in a smaller plane, just kind of doing some flying down some valleys and rivers. And so yeah, now it's gonna be winter, so be interesting to see like how because I have a tree pack. I have a 4-season tree pack, and right now most of my flights have been in the northern hemisphere, so we're getting the nice early summer trees, green leaves and everything, and That's crazy that winter, though, it's 18 degrees still in Cairn. Because for us, in winter, it's like 0. You know, 0 is like is a warm day, is a kind of a balmy day. I think we had somewhere we were negative 20 this past year. We don't get as much snow anymore as when I was a kid, but we do still get some really cold snaps. You live on an island. See, that just kind of blows my mind. I didn't even think about that. It's like, and now that you're saying it, it's like I can't even imagine it being cold because it's so hot here. And again, today was not even that hot. It was, you know, a nice day, a little humid. But I've had some days the past couple weeks where it's been, you know, it's looked like this in the sky. No, not a cloud in the sky, and 40. I'm guessing 40 degrees Celsius, if that's about 100. Well, and that's how it is here. During the winter, it's, you know, incredibly freezing and cold, and we're complaining. And it's like, oh, I can't wait until summer. And then when summer comes, we're like, man, it is too hot. And in Wisconsin, we basically have 2 seasons. Alright, start descending, 320. Turn the seatbelt signs on. Yep, I have a fan here. The air conditioning is actually pretty good when it's on, but it's not on, so yeah, I don't know, it's just, I need some air moving. I could probably open the window. The storm windows are still on. I don't know, right now we're still living with my parents right now. We've been living with them for the past 3 years since we moved back from China, so we can save up money for a down payment on a house, which we are working on now. We're closing at the end of this month, and just as the housing market's starting to actually start shifting and the prices are starting to come down and everything, and we already locked in at this price, it's like, ah, great, awesome. That's how I figured it would work. The whole thing would, as soon as we bought, signed on the dotted line, then everything would start, starting to returning to semblance of normal in the housing market over here in the United States. But we bought a decent house. I think we're very happy with it. It'll be nice to have my own, be able to have my own room where I could do the streams. That'll be really nice. Because even in China, I had, we had an apartment. We own an apartment over there that we're renting out now, and I had my computer, the bed was there, and then I had my computer desk, and so I couldn't really, if my wife wanted to sleep, well, that's when I had to go to sleep or stop doing stuff. Really, I couldn't be, iRacing or making videos or whatever. And then here, it's kind of like once it starts getting a little bit late like this, everyone else is starting to go to sleep, and but if I have my own spot in our new house, that'll be kind of nice, and we'll see where that is, and maybe there'll be some more streams, and be able to just jump in and do that and not be disturbing other people. Maybe some overnight stuff, who knows. Airframes. Alright, so we're descending to 320.
Air France 1458, have the traffic.
36 degrees. Yeah, I mean, we've been getting days like that, and where I lived in China, I don't know if you were here when I showed that, but where we lived in China, it was, we had a few of these days here, and I was working, and the other guys were having some heat stroke, and we're really struggling with it. It was 100, in Fahrenheit, it was 115 degrees with that heat index and everything. And I'm like, well, when I was in China, I was riding my bike and doing 4-hour bike rides in the, middle of the day, blazing hot sun, and, with that same kind of temperatures, and because that's just the normal during the summer there.
Flight level 220, Speedbird 490.
Alright, descending to 220, 22,000 feet. Yeah, there's more and more of that I've noticed, Kaipo, where it's, you know, the awareness of people who struggle with fireworks and pets and all that. Definitely wasn't something, or it definitely wasn't something we noticed as kids, or, you know, like I said, I think it's just something that there's just more awareness of it now. Yeah, the dog we have here, he freaks out and hides in the bathtub when the fireworks really start going. They've been kind of just hit, you know, it's just been kind of neighbors shooting him off, and he would not survive in China. China, it's like there's fireworks and firecrackers going off all the time because, you know, especially New Year's, especially Chinese National Week, National Day, various other holidays. And then whenever there's like a wedding or a death or a business opening or whatever it is, a new house, you know, they get the strips of firecrackers that go right down the, you know, and you're sleeping. It's like 3, 4, 5 in the morning, and people are setting these things off. It's like, this is way too early for you guys to be doing that. Mount Isa, I think I might have flown. That might have been where I flew to on my little propeller plane flight that I did back when that's the world update for the sim came out. Let me see. It doesn't sound familiar, like the name of it, but it might have been where someone wanted me to fly first. Oh, that doesn't help me. Is it a... No, I didn't fly out that far. Oh, that's in Queensland also. Never mind. No, I've never heard of it. Now, I looked it up and it's given me a city. Is it just a city, or is there a mountain there too, or something? I'm guessing there is a mountain, or it looks like it's in a kind of a... Believe me, I would love to do a ton of flights around Australia. The problem is, I also want to do a ton of flights just around America, and I want to do a ton of flights in South America and exploring like every nook and cranny in all these places because there's just so much to see. I gotta say that the craziest part is, like, back when I flew doing the world tour in X-Plane, I think I flew into Brisbane, I knew I did Sydney, and I think what I did was I flew into Sydney from Wellington, or from Auckland in New Zealand. I think that's what I did. And then I flew to Alice Springs, and then I flew back to Brisbane. And that's just crazy out there, it looks like Mars. Yeah, 91 degrees. Yeah, I mean, I think like our average here is, you know, in the 80s, you know, during the summers, 70s, 80s. But like I said, we've had a few days already this summer where, you know, including the humidity, you know, that heat index thing, we were up in the almost 120. And, you know, that's what you're feeling. You're not, you know, even if that's not the actual air temperature, it's like what it feels like. Well, right now it's saying it's 64 degrees out there. I mean, and that's winter. That's a warm winter to me. Like I said, we're usually at zero. You know, we have a few number of days where we're at 0 Fahrenheit, which is negative what, 20, 30 Celsius. Yeah, you can start seeing the mountains coming here towards the south of Spain. We're gonna fly right over those, and that'll be Gibraltar, and then the lone rock there on the little tip there. That's interesting. You can't do lightning and thunder, but you can do the fireworks. Alright, so I think we're still gonna, I think the path is still bringing us into 27 just fine. They got that CF there. That's good. Not a complete visual. Right, 27, visual runway. Alright, I did put in the VOR. That's what we didn't do. Let's get the...
Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Expect vectors. Visual runway.
Let me get the metadata.
Speedbird 490.
That's what that little enter destination data is saying. Wants us to put in our approach information.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Speedbird 490.
Okay, 4,000 feet. I get a little nervous with the in-game ATC because I sometimes feel like they're going to run me into a mountain. And they have directed me towards mountains at too low an altitude, and I'm like, what are you guys doing to me? Alright, so we're going to flight level 4040, 4,000 feet. I wanted to look at my charts. Transition altitude is 6,000 feet. So our approach speed is going to be 144 knots. I've never seen one that high. Because usually it's 5 knots higher than your landing speed. Interested in that. Do we have minimums here? Minimum's 920 knot, or 20 feet. Decision height. Okay, yeah, that's what I looked up. I saw Mount Dissa, and it was a small city, and it's 64 degrees there right now. Sunny and 64, 1:12 in the afternoon.
Descend and maintain 4,600 feet. Speedbird 490.
Okay, now they want 4,600 feet. Alright, so back to this menu. ATSU, AOC menu, received messages. We actually have a little thing that says company message. We can read it right from here, or we could print it. I'm going to print it. Let's go down to the printer. There it comes. Click on it. Go over here. And go to performance. Next phase. Approach 27. And we're looking right here. This is from about 20 minutes ago now. And we got winds.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Speedbird 490.
So 210 degrees, 12 knots. Okay, there's the approach speed has changed. Once we got the wind. QNH is 1016, our barometric pressure. And temps 21 degrees. So about exactly the same as we got going on here in West Dallas. And I think it's probably actually nighttime, or later in the day than I'm flying right now. Or earlier in the day, probably.
Descend and maintain 4,600 feet. Speedbird 490.
You can't decide. 4,600 or 4,000? I think Gibraltar's going to be right over there. It is 10:14 here, p.m. So you are 3 hours ahead. Well, not 3 hours. You'd be 15 hours ahead. 15 hours. I think you're 15 hours ahead.
4,000 feet. Speedbird 490.
Because you're July 5th now, right? Yeah. Well, like I said, there are places in China where the temps are just ridiculous, and you know, here in Milwaukee, it's like if we get, you get a 115 degree day, it's like go down to Lake Michigan. First of all, it's going to be cooler down by the lake anyway, because that lake is like it's like a mini ocean, right? And then they don't call them Great Lakes for nothing. And then and then go in the lake, and the lake's probably going to be 60 degrees or 65 degrees of water, so cool off nicely. But yeah, for a lot of people, it's not always an option to just get down to the lake. Even here in Milwaukee, a lot of people were struggling because we're struggling with hiring people to be lifeguards and stuff, and so a lot of the pools are not open, and so a lot of people they can't get down the lake, and their neighborhood pool at the county park isn't open, and so now they're sweltering and trying, what are the kids supposed to do? Yeah, I like the warm more because I don't have to wear as many clothes, but yeah, when it's cold you can always put on more, and I tend to not sweat as much, and So there's that, but I do like the warmer weather because it's not cold. But you know what I mean? It's like but yeah, exactly. I like the cold is the benefit of the cold is that it's like, okay, I can wear this. If I'm cold, I just put a little bit more on. Whereas once you get to a certain point with the heat, there's nothing you can do. Well, I mean, what's a lake? I mean, a lake is, you know, it's a... Well, what's a sea? Yeah, what's the difference between a sea and a lake? I think seas are saltwater, yeah? Yeah, I hate sweating. That's why I don't like about the heat. Otherwise, I like everything else. I like the sun, and I like the...
Descend and maintain 4,100 feet speedbird for 900.
4,100 feet?
Speedbird 490 descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,000
Alright, we're getting some turbulence here.
for 900.
Let's turn on the landing lights. We're just about at 10,000 feet. Light us up. Don't really need to light ourselves up too much, but this is a day. We'll just keep bouncing around there.
Descend and maintain 3,600 feet speedbird for 900.
Right, I'm getting a little nervous if we're going to get down in time. So I want to be about 3,000 feet right here. Got 30 miles, and we're at 10,000. Yeah, Iceland I've seen is beautiful. Never been there either. There's so many places you want to go, right?
4 miles at flight level tree 40 Bombardier CRJ 1000. Report them in sight. Speedbird 490 descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
This area is pretty wild.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet speedbird for 900.
Just got these mountains and then there's just drop off. Look at that. That is crazy.
Tree 84 traffic is 7 o'clock 4 miles at flight level tree 20 Airbus A320.
There's Gibraltar's gonna be right over there. You see the rock kind of coming into view.
And maintain 3,700 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,700 feet speedbird for 900.
Speedbird 490 descend and maintain 4,500 feet.
Descend and maintain 4,500 feet speedbird for 900.
Speedbird 490 descend and maintain 3,700 feet.
Descend and maintain 3,700 feet speedbird for 900.
Okay, decide where you want. Decide what you're clearing me to.
And maintain 2,000 feet.
Descend and maintain 2,000 feet speedbird for 900.
Speedbird 490, contact Gibraltar, approach on 122.8. Good day.
122.8 for speedbird for 900.
So my thumbnail is not 100% accurate the way we're coming in here because I have the plane flying over there next to the bridge between Spain and Africa, which I find amazing there's a bridge. I mean, I guess it's not amazing, but I didn't think there was. For some reason, I thought maybe... It makes sense. Obviously, you build a highway bridge, but... For some reason, I didn't think there was a direct land connection like that. Alright, turn off the spoilers. What do they have us cleared to right now? Let's see. 2,000 feet. Yeesh. Alright, Becky, see you later. We're going to be wrapping up the stream here once we land. So if you're not back later, or back by then, see you tomorrow, hopefully, on the stream. And, yeah, I'll get something set up for, so that we can do a Cairns, Brisbane flight. Alright, no problem getting down to 2,000 feet. Probably didn't have the spoilers out. We're just be kind of skimming the surface now here. There's the Gibraltar. So I didn't really need to deploy the speed brakes. But I guess better safe than sorry. You can see the North African coast right in front of us. Yeah, that seems to be the problem everywhere. Is you know, just not cute. Hello? Hello? Okay. I know he's very heavy now. 6 months. 6 months and what, 2 days now? Yeah, he's eating everything. And grabbing everything. Going? Is the runway? I thought the runway was on the north side of the rock. I'm getting a little nervous. I feel like the runway's over there. Yep, still desert. Yeah, I've done those flights. I have done those flights. Okay, I think we're aiming for right over there. At first it looked like we were coming in on this side of the rock.
has the runway in sight.
Speedbird 490, you are 12 miles east of Gibraltar. Maintain present heading and altitude. Contact Gibraltar Tower on 1.1.2.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Tower on 1.1.2 Speedbird 490. Gibraltar Tower Speedbird 490 11 miles east inbound visual runway 27 approach.
Speedbird 490 Gibraltar Tower. QNH tree 0.00, wind 210 at 20. Cleared visual runway 27 approach.
Cleared visual runway 27 approach Speedbird 490.
There's the runway. Okay. Okay, we need to descend to 1,520 feet. Actually, should have been at this point right now. And then once we get to about 5 nautical miles out. So here's a radar fix. There should be different radar fixes. Basically, 5 miles out.
Speedbird 490, wind 210 at 20. Cleared to land runway 27.
Cleared to land runway 27.
Start a descent at 5 miles out. Oh, what is going on here? Okay, it's just adjusting. I feel like I'm a little high. I don't want to be coming in too shallow though.
$1,000. Minimum.
Continue.
$500. $400.
Losing way too much speed.
$300. $200. $100.
Very short runway. We do gotta get down.
50, 40, 30, 20. Retard.
Oh, get down. Oh, what did I do with my... Oh. Where's my reversers? Oh, I keep hitting the wrong button for reverses. There it is. I keep hitting the toga button and not the reverser button.
Speedbird 49er,
There we go.
exit runway when able.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have reached our destination. The local time is 4:37 p.m. and it's currently about 21 degrees Celsius. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off. Remember to use caution when opening the overhead bins, as items may have been shifted during the flight. We thank you for flying with us, and we hope to see you again soon.
Do I have a video? Brisbane to Cairns? I don't remember ever flying to Cairns though. Alright. We made it. We made it in one piece. It was a little touch and go there.
Speedbird 49er, 0 exit runway when able.
Little touch and go there on the runway. Short runway. It's only about less than 6,000 feet. And of course I hit the toga button instead of the... Oh, it wasn't me. Okay, I was gonna say. Hit the toga button instead of... Now I remember where I put the reverser trigger. Alright, we're gonna be turning to the left up here. I believe on the right is the Air Force. Royal Air Force. Everything. Not sure why I need to have so much throttle in to actually roll down this runway. Did I lose a tire?
Turn next taxiway.
I'll start at the APU.
Exit runway when able.
Oops. Here's the famous road crossing where they have the gates on both sides when a plane is landing. Stoplights.
Speedbird 490, turn next taxiway. Speedbird 490, contact ground on 1.1.2.
1.1.2 Speedbird 490.
Okay, let's get all of our lights off here. APU on, strobe light auto, TCAS off for standby, weather radar predicted wind shear, parking brake set. Alright, beacon light off. I should turn the APU off too. Seatbelt signs off. Alright, so let's check out, review the flight. Ooh, I completed a challenge landing at Gibraltar too. Alright, so there's our flight from London Heathrow down to Gibraltar. Landing rate 113, not bad actually, that's a pretty decent landing rate. 2 hours 30 minutes for the flight time. 985 miles. Got our world map everywhere we've been on this world tour. Today we are in Gibraltar. There it is. Oh, you're seeing water finally. Alright, well thanks for coming along on this flight. Tomorrow we will do the return flight from Gibraltar back to London Gatwick. And then we might get in either that flight over to Dublin or we'll do the Cairns to Brisbane, depending on the time of day. So thanks for coming along. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, the follow button. And until next time, happy flying and take care.